Hi, this is Light of the Lantern Tarot. Welcome or welcome back if you've already been here. Today's pick a card reading is about what to expect in the next 3 months, some major themes. I've drawn 3 cards and 3 charms. The first card is this one. And the charm is the Black Swan. The second card is this one. And the charm is the acorn, pinkish in color. And the third card is this one. And the charm is the red locket, a heart-shaped locket. In the event that you'd like to choose your reading according to your zodiac signs, I'll draw 4 signs for each card. Okay. The first reading will be Scorpio, Aquarius, Libra, and Sagittarius. The second reading will be Pisces, Capricorn, Aries, and Leo. And the third reading will be Taurus, Virgo, Gemini, and Cancer. And don't worry if your choice doesn't have all 3 options matching up. These are just techniques to help you choose one of the piles. So please choose your reading or readings according to which card or cards resonate with you the most, whether it be through your intuition, aesthetically, or whether you'd prefer to choose by your zodiac signs or the charms that were drawn with each card. You'll find the timestamps for each reading listed below in the description box. Please feel free to watch as many as you'd like, and if they don't resonate with you, you're free to leave them, no pressure. So I'll see you in your readings. Hi, reading number 1. This reading is about the next 3 months and what to expect and some major themes. You've chosen this card, and let's have a look at the message on the card. Okay, it says your commitment is being tested. So this would be a theme for the next 3 months. And we don't have to be, obviously, in this moon phase at the moment. This is just a theme. I also drew a charm for each card. And for this card, the Black Swan came out. This says a lot to me. The first thing I'm noticing is that a Black Swan is quite unusual in nature. And so I believe that this could be applied to being unconventional. And so possibly this could be a beneficial message for these next 3 months to embrace some unconventional norms. Could be a possibility. And the swan is also black, and black symbolizes the feminine qualities of energy, the receptive, intuitive qualities. And so also trusting your intuition would be a strong message that would come along with this Black Swan, I believe. Also the fact that the swan is a water bird, so the water element is prominent as well. And so another message would be going with the flow. So value your uniqueness, go with the flow, and take into consideration these feminine intuitive attributes, and And so this is interesting. And I'd like to draw some more oracle cards to expand on our message. So let's see what we have here. I'll put this over here. Okay, let's see. I'd like to have a card, Spirit, please, from this deck. A theme, we're talking about the next 3 months and some major themes that will go along with this period. I'd like to get a card, please. Okay, that's our card. I'd like to get a card from this deck, please. One card, please, Spirit. I'm seeing this one here. A card from this deck. Themes for the next 3 months, please. I'm feeling this one. Card from this deck, please. Okay, that's our card, and it already flipped out face up. And a card from this deck, please. There's our card. Great. Let's have a look at what we got. Okay, the first card out was garden beds. Sometimes it's difficult to see how hard you're working when you don't provide space for reflection. Interesting. That's beautiful. So it will be important to bring awareness to your to this time. I'm noticing also that this card is a number 11, and 11, it really speaks to a spiritual connection and strong intuition. So again, along with the black swan with the feminine attributes and the water attributes, intuition is going to be really, really important for you. 11 is also the number of the Justice card, and the Justice card often speaks to truth and balance as well. So let's see what else comes out here. Okay, we have leisure, remain lighthearted. Okay, so maybe not taking things too seriously. Okay, let's see what else. We have heal the past and fix tomorrow. And it's green. I'm seeing a lot of green here, so I'm reminded of the heart chakra energy. So taking love into consideration as well. I'm feeling that in order to move forward, it is really, really important, especially nowadays, that we take steps to reflect on the past and try and move past it. Try and look at the situations and understand them from as many perspectives or angles as we can, and try to release them by forgiving. Forgiveness can be forgiving ourselves for any way that we feel we've incorrectly or mistakenly reacted or behaved, or forgiving others for painful circumstances they may have, contributed to in our life. And in order to let go of this load, this burden that we have, because it's hard to move forward when you're carrying a burden. That's a strong message I'm getting. Here we have Labyrinth Journey. I'd like to read about this Labyrinth card because it's a number 22, which is a very significant number. It's a master number, and it speaks to the master builder and building something for the future, something substantial and stable. It also reduces to 4, and 4 is the number of stability and foundation. So let's see what this card speaks to in this deck. Okay, this is the Nature Nurture Oracle, and all of the oracles that I use are always listed in the description box. Okay, it says, the time is ripe for a spiritual adventure. Drawing this card can indicate a time to take stock and recognize your life's journey thus far. So it's further reiterating these other two messages. Go over and review the places you've been and the things you've seen and the people you've met and the lessons you've learned. As you inventory your life's adventures, be prepared to energetically let them go. And I was just speaking to that. Moving forward from this moment, you are the sum of your experiences, but you are not betrothed to them. The labyrinth is here for you to go deeper, to release the past, to invite in the present and the gifts of the universe. In this sacred space, you can conjure your dreams and release anything that hinders you from realizing them. If you're inquiring about a relationship or a situation, pulling this card can indicate an important connection that spans many lifetimes and may make a profound impact on your path. And that's really interesting because I think we're at a critical moment, on Earth at this moment, where the planet is basically ascending. We're in a cycle where we're receiving more light from the sun, and this light is information, and it's helping us to clear old karmic patterns and see the truth, whether it be our truth or the truth on the planet. I mean, and there are many different truths and many different perspectives. But an example would be that now in the media, we're learning a lot of information is coming out about the way certain influential people have behaved on this planet and the influence it has had over us, and all sorts of types of truths are coming out right now. And so this is a really, really monumental time, and it makes a lot of sense that we would need to do a little extra work, quote unquote, in order to try and clear our path so that we can make the most of this time and move forward without this burden and weight on our shoulders. And clearly we can't do this 100%, but we can take steps to try and take it into consideration. And so even just reflection is helping us because we're learning new things about ourselves and we're awakening, and that's basically what's happening. The last card is Ring of Fire. You're being challenged to stand up for yourself and those you love while the heat is on. And this is precisely what we were just talking about. This is a monumental time. And so we really need to take responsibility. And it sounds daunting, but all these things are connected. And even going back to the reflection card, even reflecting on our past and trying to consider how it may have shaped us or how it may have evolved us in a certain direction is taking responsibility. And once we start doing this more and more, we'll understand ourselves better. And when we understand ourselves better, we're understanding what we consider to be our truth. And we can start standing up for ourselves and what we believe in. This is important, not just to kind of fade into the background while the world is undergoing this enormous shift. It's really important to try as hard as we can to know ourselves more and more. And by doing that, we're stepping up in the world because we're an important component. We're all connected. So these are really interesting themes. I'd like to draw some tarot cards to learn more about the next 3 months. And first I'll draw a couple general cards, and then I'd like to go into each month. Right now we're in July 2026, but I consider this reading to also be timeless. So if you happen upon it at a later date or year or 5 years from now, whenever that may be, it will be beneficial nonetheless, and you will have happened upon it for a reason. So take that into consideration. But so right now I'll draw a couple cards for the overall theme of the next 3 months, and then I'll draw a card or two each for July, August, and September. So let's dive in. Oh, wow. Okay, Spirit was ready. We have the Chariot and the King of Cups. Okay, wonderful. Well, the Chariot is reiterating that we are in control of our actual destiny. So again, it's bringing to our attention the power that we have to shape our future. We are affected by the collective as a whole, of course, but we really do have a lot of power, and we have this power specifically by our perspective of life. And so again, going back and looking at how far we've come and looking at what we've been through and trying to learn from these situations will be extremely helpful. The Chariot card is always speaking to not only this power to direct your life, but to take into consideration opposing themes, whether they be feminine and masculine energetic themes. And again, here we were showing the black swan and looking at the black color, which always signifies the feminine energy, the receptive energy, the void where things are born, the unseen, intuition. And so that was really important. But we also have the masculine energy here in the symbolized by the white horse. And the horse is very powerful. And we're in the fire horse year. And so it is a powerful year. This is an incredible energy that we have this year. In Western numerology, we're in a universal 1 year, which is actually a universal 10 year, which is significant. How you understand what year we're in is by adding up the digits of the year. So 2026. So 2 plus 2 plus 6 equals 10. And this is significant because the 0 is the number that magnifies the number to its left. So this isn't just a 1 year. This is an extremely powerful 1 year. This is the start of a whole new cycle. And so this is a really, really important year. And we're in the year of the fire horse, as I said. And, that's an incredibly powerful energy. It's a wild and powerful energy. And so no matter what, whatever we do this year is going to be significant. That doesn't mean that we can't change course eventually, but it will be significant. So I love that. Then we have the King of Cups, which is drawing to our attention the power of our intuitive understanding and our mind-heart connection. And the kings in general are always representative of a leader energy and a wise energy, a balanced energy. And so this is a really beautiful message here. I dropped a card. I need to pick it up, and I think it's significant. Let's see what it is. Okay, the Two of Pentacles. I'm not sure how this is going to fit into the reading, but let's give it a shot. The Two of Pentacles, again, is also about balance, and it's the Pentacle suit, so it's the material suit, things that have to do with money, home life, career, your body, health in general. And so again, we have this message I'm seeing now, because it's two, like we had in the Chariot, the two opposing energetic forces that are brought together to channeled together in order to move forward in a decisive direction. Here we have two themes, whatever they may be, and the woman is juggling them. And so it is important to take into consideration that you may be feeling like you have different things going on in your life and that you need to somehow try and find a balance. And I'm also noticing the two boots. So I'm thinking two is going to be significant in these next 3 months. Let's draw a card for each month. Let's start with July, which would be your first month if you're watching this at another time, and see what the tarot has to express. The Fool. Okay, wonderful. So the Fool is the energy, the initial energy of the tarot, and it just speaks to striking out on a new adventure and staying open with an open heart and taking risks even. So let's clarify that. See what the tarot can tell us about this message for the first month of the next 3 months, being the Fool. Let's see here. Okay, I'm seeing this card. We have the Sun. Okay, wonderful. I mean, it sounds like it will be an illuminated month, and a month full of abundance as well. So that's really encouraging. I think that this abundance is contingent upon our ability to take a risk, or to be open to new opportunities, but to consider that we're going in a specific direction, to do everything with intention, let's say. But I mean, that's incredibly encouraging. I'm looking back at the other cards and seeing. I mean, I am drawn back to this Ring of Fire, and your commitment is being tested. And so I think it is really significant. The Ring of Fire card was talking about the fact that you're being challenged, and that there's a need for you to stand up for yourself and those you love while the heat is on. And then I'm looking here at the Sun card, and this is a significant amount of heat and light coming through, as well as here the Ring of Fire. And and I'm thinking it's not going to be necessarily a lighthearted, risk-free month. It is going to be a very powerful month. But there are positive aspects here that really do speak to the importance of reflecting on your past and everything that you've gone through up until this point, and reflecting on your truth and your desires, your beliefs, let's say, and remembering that you might be distracted because it is a powerful month coming up, and the importance of your intention and trying to stay committed to what you believe to be the right path. So that's really good advice. In this sun card is an interesting depiction. It's usually the baby on the horse. That's the original Rider-Waite-Smith depiction, symbolizing the qualities of the inner child and strength and being able to move forward. And here we have a sound healer, essentially. She's got a gong, and she has her, I think they're called mallets. And so she's really participating in this energy. It's not just an outward energy, like an outward burst of clarity or good luck or positivity. It's actually that she's summoning it herself. So again, that's drawing my attention back to the Chariot card. Your strength is important. Your intention and your willpower is important in the next 3 months. Let's see what the second month's energy would be. Tarot, can you please clarify a little bit the second month? Now it would be, if you're watching this reading at this moment in time, it would be in August of 2026. But if you're watching it another time, it's just the next progression. So let's see here. I see this card. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Beautiful. Another Pentacles card. And this one speaks to self-reliance and starting to see the rewards for your hard work. Staying centered in your sense of self and individuality, and really following your heart, because the Nine of Pentacles is also about reaping rewards and also a level of luxury, not in the obvious sense, but in the selective sense, really working towards what you truly want and not being afraid that any of your dreams are too big, because that's never the case. It's really our belief patterns that ever put up blocks for us in receiving what we truly desire. If we believe 100% that we deserve, or we believe in an outcome that it will be this way, it will be this way, because our beliefs are what shape our reality. So again, to trust yourself and know that you will be seeing the rewards for your actions taken and your self-confidence. Let's see, can we clarify the Nine of Pentacles, please, for this? Thank you, Spirit. Okay, Seven of Pentacles. Wow, Pentacle suit is very important for this reading, number one. The Seven of Pentacles is all about planting a seed and then believing and watching as it grows. Again, commitment. This is really, really important. The main card for your reading was your commitment is being tested. So Spirit is really saying, reflect on the past, try and see your situations from as many perspectives as possible in order to heal your past, because you're learning from your experiences, and to take responsibility where you can, and to forgive where you can, and move forward with intention. Again, I'm drawn back to this garden beds card. Sometimes it's difficult to see how hard you're working when you don't provide space for reflection. And the Seven of Pentacles card, which is really all about watching a progression. So it's going to be important to not get distracted just by trying to see how something is progressing, but also to make space for reflection. And again, I'm drawn back again to the Black Swan as well, and to provide space for intuition as well. That this will be really, really important. So yes, your intention is very important and your commitment, but also to allow yourself to relax, remain lighthearted. That's a great message, the Leisure card. And to leave this space for yourself to kind of let messages come in and not be so focused that you're not able to understand how you got where you got, if that makes sense. Let's continue for the last month and see if Spirit can give us a theme. Okay, the Two of Swords. Okay, the Two of Swords speaks to being at a crossroads, and we've now switched suits, and this would be corresponding to the third month of the next 3 months, which if taken into consideration, this moment in time would be September 2026. Otherwise, it would be the third month of the next 3 months. And it's a point where there's going to be a crossroads, and you're going to have to make a decision. And she's wearing a blindfold, which is really significant because it's drawing. It's also black, by the way, so feminine. It's significant because it's taking into consideration your intuitive messages, your intuition. Being able to make a decision, but trusting the universe and trusting your intuition. And it's the sword suit, so it's the mental suit. So less about actual action, and although of course action is involved, and more about getting to a point where you really want to understand if you're continuing in your true direction, your truth. Let's get a clarifier. Let's see. Can I have a clarifier, Spirit, for the Two of Swords card for the third month of the next 3 months? I'm seeing this one. Okay. Judgment. Wonderful. The Judgment card is speaking to an awakening of sorts, a profound transformation and rebirth. So you might get to the point in 3 months from now, in September, you might get to the point where you have to make a decision. You've reached a point where you've been working towards a general goal and things are going really well because you have the Nine of Pentacles, and you keep working and you keep believing and you keep knowing. But you might get to the point where there's actually a precise decision that needs to be made, and that this decision is going to be a moment that helps awaken you to a new level. And it could be that you're going to have to confront some fear, because the Judgment card is connected with Pluto, the planet. And this planet is really the planet of destruction and creation. And it also represents the underworld, so our deepest, darkest fears. And so I'm not saying that you're going to have a really scary event happen to you. But what I'm saying is you're really going to have to dive deep. You're going to be forced to dive deep and to make a decision. And to believe in yourself, to believe in this intuition, to believe in your inner knowing, that's going to be really important. And that the heat will be on in the next 3 months. And just continue to stand up for yourself and your truths and your beliefs. And it will create a beautiful situation where you're feeling even more enlightened, and therefore more empowered. So that's a really positive message. Spirit, can I get a last card or cards for this reading about the next 3 months for the reading number 1, please? Just to kind of wrap up this reading. It's powerful. The next 3 months will be a powerful time. It's very obvious. But it's also an exciting time. And it's anything that happens in these next 3 months is really going to be influencing the rest of our life, because we're at this critical moment in history where we're at a decision point where we have to decide whether we're going to abandon the old way of doing, or the 3D paradigm, let's say, and trust more in ourselves and our individuality and embrace a more unconventional, again, the Black Swan, an unconventional way of living in order to build something new. And that was back to the Fool energy, starting a new adventure. And so it's like an incredibly powerful time, exciting time. So let's see here. Okay, the 10 of Wands. Okay, so this card is definitely speaking to the amount of burden that you might feel or have felt until now, leading up to this point in time. And that it is, however, the end of this cycle. So you may have felt, up until now, you may have felt that your life events or your relationships have really been heavy and difficult and hard for you to. They've placed an undue amount of burden and sense of responsibility on your shoulders, and things are going to change. You're really at the end of that cycle, and that's really encouraging. Let's get one more card for the next 3 months. Okay, this one. Let's see here. King of Wands, beautiful. Okay, so we went from the 10 of Wands, the end of this cycle of extreme sense of burden and responsibility, to the King of Wands, which is the last court card of the wand suit. The wand suit being the suit of action and desire and passion, and also spirit, like spiritual impact. And so basically you will have in your life this energy of this leader, of this figure who has succeeded, has reached the top, knows how to move forward, is extremely self-confident, and is magical and indicative of a really strong masculine energy, the energy of action and of succeeding in birthing projects and into the world. And you also have the King of Cups, who is more the intuitive side and the heart energy side, always a masculine energy, but in complete harmony with the world around him. So these energies, they could actually represent your personal aspects of your personality are in your life in the next 3 months. And this is incredibly powerful, and it's really encouraging because it's strong, positive energy. So once again, looking back, you will be tested. Your commitment will also be tested. I'm imagining by the world around you and circumstances around you, and possibly by the position that the collective is in at this moment. It could really upset you or contribute to you feeling unstable or fearful. But that you need to remember your own power. Remember to look back on your life, try and learn what you can from what has happened, try and see your circumstances from every perspective, and try and forgive where it's possible, so that you can let go of that energy which is stuck in your body, and move forward like the Fool, in freedom and in lightheartedness, and be committed to your truth. And your truth, your underlying truth will always stay the same. That's really your spiritual connection and understanding at a profound level your perspective on life. But things can change too. You can by learning new things and by experiencing new experiences, you are constantly evolving. So not to be too concerned with making a decision that you have to at all costs follow for the rest of your life. No, this is a moment in time, and it's just, we're trying to lay a foundation by starting something new. So just to believe in that and to move forward with intention. And you'll see where it takes you. And it looks like possibly by September, in 3 months' time, you might have a decision, you might be at a decision point that will be more obvious. But no matter what, it will lead to a positive outcome if you take into consideration what you're learning from this situation. And know that you are transforming, you are having a rebirth of sorts. And the original Rider-Waite-Smith card for the Judgment card is a depiction of the angel with the horn, sounding the horn, and there are people waking up out of their graves. So it's all about enlightenment. It's all about starting over. So it's all about a rebirth. And remember that it might be a little scary, but just to trust in it. And to know that your burdens are going to be released soon, and that you have the strength of these kings here. And this is really, really lovely. So I hope this helped in some way. And I think it's going to be a really exciting and positive 3 months. Try and stay positive. Try and stay open and see where it takes you. And again, remain lighthearted. So it's going to be really important to try and not take things too seriously, but to also enjoy yourself in the present moment. And I wish you the best of luck. And if this reading resonated with you, please like, comment, and subscribe. Any of the three. And that would really help me and my channel, which is new. But especially comments are really helpful for other comment readers and commenters to develop this sense of community, which is helpful for everybody. And I tremendously appreciate it. And I hope to see you next time. Bye, reading number 1. Hi, reading number 2. And this reading is about the next 3 months and some major themes that will be happening. You've chosen this card, and I'd like to have a look at the message on the card. Okay, it says, conclusions are within reach. Okay, that's lovely. And full moon eclipse, so it's an eclipse energy, so it's going to be powerful. The charm that was paired with the card was the pink acorn, which to me symbolizes a sort of, well, first of all, I'm seeing this pinkish color, which is really making me feel an unconditional love energy that will be important, like a gentle energy. And the acorn is always about growth and planting something that will grow into something big and strong and nourishing. So I'm thinking maybe this charm could have to do with nurturing your goals, and that the great things can come forth from this gentle beginning, this beginning taking into consideration themes of love and gentleness, let's say. So this must be significant in some way. And conclusions are within reach. That's really exciting. So we do know that we'll be working towards something, but that we actually will either receive some answers or see some results and some sort of ending to a cycle or whatnot. So I'd love to draw some more oracle cards to elaborate on our message and get more of a picture of these next 3 months. I'll draw some oracle cards for all the whole time period, and then I will draw a couple tarot cards for the overall energy, and 1 or 2 cards for each month, just to give you a clearer picture. So let's have a look at what the oracle has to tell us. Spirit, can I get a card from this deck, please? Wow, that came out right away. we're, again, for this reading of the energy for the next 3 months. Okay, one from this deck, please. Okay, this is our card. Can I get one from this deck, please? Okay, seeing this one. One from this deck, please. Seeing this one. And one from this deck, please. There's our card. Okay. So, let's see what we've gotten. The first card out is Farmer's Market. Remember to distinguish abundance from wholeness. Choose wisely and intentionally. Okay, well, this is already reiterating one of the major themes of reading number 1. So if you were drawn also to that card, you might want to watch it. And it's about intentionality and how it's really important at this time in our lives to discern what it is we feel is our truth and to move forward with intention. Not just let things happen haphazardly around us, but to really try and consider what it is that is important to us, because our intention is going to be really, really important. It will give us the strength to move forward and help us on this journey. I'm realizing now that this came out already face up, and it's reciprocity, give help and receive help. So it's going to be really important also to consider other people at this time in our life. Again, this reading is about the next 3 months. If you're considering the time that I'm doing this reading, we're in July of 2026. And by the way, I apologize that I'm out a little bit late with this reading, but I've just been through a bunch of things that have happened in my life that I didn't really expect, and I had to work with what time I had. So I'm coming out a little late. I really apologize. But I'm sure that it's still significant. And so right now it's July 2026. So this reading would be July, August, and September. But it is a timeless reading. So if you're proposed this reading at any other time, whether it be, at the end of the year or in 5 years, there will probably be a message in there for you no matter what. And just consider 3 months' time. So anyway, taking it into consideration the fact that there are other people in your life, and that this journey is a collective journey. I mean, clearly it's a personal journey first and foremost, but it's also that we're part of a greater whole, and that this theme of reciprocity is going to be really important. And this could mean that you're finally receiving after having felt like you've given and given for so long. Or it could just be realizing that there is this, more and more anyway, that there is this give and take, and that it's a beautiful balance, let's say. Okay, then we have life lessons again. Sorry guys, we are constantly learning and growing and expanding, and it sounds so heavy, life lessons again, but really if we get to the point where we realize that there's significance to everything that happens in our life, and that life is not just happening to us, it's actually happening for us so that we can grow, and if we can see that every experience we experience, even if it's really, really challenging and painful, there is an element to that it's teaching us something about ourselves and about the world around us. And if we can try and remember that and look at everything a little bit from a perspective of from outside the situation, it makes it easier to actually see and to discern these lessons and messages. And it becomes less heavy, and it becomes easier and easier. We need to feel. I always say this. We need to feel everything that we go through. We absolutely need to acknowledge the way things make us feel, and acknowledge the pain or the joy or whatever. We absolutely have to feel, but also, after we feel and try and learn and discern what those lessons were, it's easier to let go if we kind of stand back and look at the energy, look at it from a perspective that's a little bit outside. And then life just becomes so much easier. We need to remember to live in the present moment and live with our 5 senses, but also, we have the ability to step back and watch too. So it's really interesting. Okay, then we have the moon and timing. Okay, that's interesting. The moon is all about things that are hidden and possibly a little bit confusing to us, or that are a little scary to us sometimes. But again, if we understand that the things are happening through us and that we are to learn from every experience, we can try and nurture that detachment to a certain degree after having felt, and just kind of watch life as a spectacle to a certain degree, and it might be a little bit easier. But anyway, let's see what else we have here. Okay, full of hope. That's good. Okay. Hold on to your dreams as they begin to come to fruition. Focus your clear intention. Wonderful. I'm noticing that we have 2 full moons here, and full moons are all about the end of a cycle. It's a small cycle, but it's basically symbolic of something larger in life, and finally receiving. So hold on to your dreams as they begin to come to fruition. So stand strong with your intention. Conclusions are within reach. Consider others and their effect or their influence on your life, and vice versa. And you will be learning lessons again, because we learn lessons always. But it doesn't have to be too painful. It can actually be really beautiful and wonderful. So let's see what the tarot has to say. I'll draw a couple cards for the energy of the general energy for these next 3 months. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, I just got interrupted and I had to stop the camera for a second. Okay, so I'd like to get a message from the tarot now about the next 3 months, some themes for the general period of 3 months to begin with. Wow, okay, we already have 1 card. Spirit, can I get another card, please? See what we come up with. Okay, thank you. So we have the 5 of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles. So the 5 of Wands is indicating some sense of competition and unrest. The 5s are usually an energy that is transformative through chaos, basically. And it looks like there's some competition here between the people. There's some sort of dispute, and so it might be a bit of an uncomfortable time, or you might get a sense that the greater collective is going through a time that's chaotic, or there's competition or unrest. And the Wand suit is the fire suit, so it's all about action and desire and passion. And so this is particularly unsettling, let's say. But let's see, you also got the 8 of Pentacles, which is indicating that there's going to be a sense of working on mastering a project or a concept or a goal, working hard. 8 is the number of strength and inner strength in particular. So it is definitely working towards fulfillment and success and just diligence. I'm drawn back to this reciprocity card and give and receive help. And I'm thinking that it might be important to keeping into consideration a more harmonious standpoint, especially if you are going to be feeling this Five of Wands energy in your own life, and remembering that we all work together. And so if you can keep a perspective of a more positive perspective of giving and receiving in the sense of balance and the most fair or just outcome, it might help soothe this feeling of competition. I don't know, it's just something that just came to me. And for the Eight of Pentacles, going back again to the Farmer's Market card, and choose wisely and intentionally, just taking into consideration. And again, this is similar to the reading number 1. So again, if you want to go back and look at that one as well, please feel free to do so. Taking into consideration this intentionality, she's working diligently towards a goal, and to be steadfast, or at least to have faith. So yeah, Spirit, I'd like to get a card for this coming month, please, more specifically, and then we'll see where to go from there. Okay, here's one, maybe 2. I'm feeling 2. Okay, so we got the Magician. Okay, beautiful. And the Princess of Wands. Okay, well, this is a really expansive energy. The Magician card is ruled by Mercury, and it's associated with the astrological sign Virgo. So it's about how your intention can manifest something physical. So the Magician has the power to accomplish any of his goals because he has a strong connection with spirit and the earth. And he uses his senses to accomplish his goals. And the Magician card takes into consideration the 4 elements of the 4 suits of the tarot itself. So the wands, the swords, the cups, and the pentacles. And so he basically has all the tools necessary to accomplish. And he's quite magical. I mean, he's the magician, so always taking into consideration magic and miracles. And the Princess of Wands is a really beautiful, open-hearted, and curious figure. And she's being a princess. This is a page energy, so it's a court card energy in the wand suit, and it's the youngest energy there is. And the pages are really enthusiastic and innocent. They're at the beginning of their journey, and it could indicate that there might be some challenges ahead, specifically in the wand suit, which is in action related, but it's also a really beautiful energy because it's really close to the inner child. So to take into consideration that side of you, and that unadulterated side of you, and to try and stay somewhat lighthearted, I think would be helpful. You know, there are these other cards that are speaking to life lessons and timing and whatnot. But I'm really getting a strong vibe here of, for this month, remembering your power and your capacity to grow and materialize things, manifest things. But remember to stay quite lighthearted and open about your way about doing it, in order to not close off any possibilities, let's say. So let's get a card or 2 for the second month of this cycle, which right now would be August 2026, or the second month of the 3-month cycle, if you're watching this at another time. Tarot, Spirit, can I get 2 cards, please? I guess we're doing 2 cards. Okay. The first card is the 8 of Swords. Okay. And the second card, I'm not sure if it came out like this. I'm just going to take it upright. The 3 of Jars. Oh, okay, great. Okay, so the 8 of Swords is, the sword suit is the mental suit. So it's indicating that it's quite possible, especially in this upcoming month, that you might feel a sense of limitation, and that it could really well be due to your own perspective and your own thought processes, and to stay aware of that, and in order to be able to free yourself from any self-imposed limitation that you may have created, or that you may be carrying on from the past, from your past ways of doing things. And the Three of Jars is the Three of Cups, and this is speaking to harmony between people. So again, there's this theme of people around you being an important part of your life moving forward, and the reciprocity, the giving help and receiving help. That's precisely what the Three of Jars is all about. It's about taking into consideration the group and harmonizing the energies. So that's interesting. So it could be quite a powerful month in the sense that you might find yourself going through some challenge, some sudden challenge that really could be alleviated if you were able to understand that this is self-imposed limitation to a certain extent. It's going to make you feel trapped and frustrated and just not free to continue to move forward. But if you discover, if you look at the situation from a different perspective, you could discover that you actually have the power to free yourself and just change your perspective. Just try hard to take into consideration other viewpoints and stay open and free yourself. I'm drawn back again to hold on to your dreams as they begin to come to fruition. You don't want to find yourself blocking your own growth because you're suddenly limiting yourself due to fear. You want to try and stay open, stay more open, and understand that others can help you as well. That, we're really in this thing together. We're really in this experience on this planet, in life together, and we influence each other. And, I was drawn back to the cards of the 3 months in general, the general themes being there could be some competition and stress and upheaval amongst people. But to try and take into consideration always harmony, and seeing how harmony, and I would say acceptance as well. And seeing, again, remembering how we influence each other and trying to take responsibility for our own way of seeing others and their motives to in life, or differing views in general. I mean, we could say that there's a lot of upheaval on this planet, especially now. I mean, there has been for thousands of years, because it's difficult to harmonize huge numbers of people, and everybody's an individual and they have their own agenda, and this is all very normal. But the collective themes are extremely volatile at the moment. And I lost my train of thought a little bit, but I wanted to mention that, or reiterate that we're really in this transformative time on this planet. It's like a new cycle after 26,000 years of being more under the influence of oppression and control. We are now being presented with a bunch of light from the sun, and our position in the universe at the moment is allowing us to grow and to learn and see things that we haven't seen before. And so now we're entering this new way of living, this new energy. Some people call it New Earth. Some people call it the Golden Age, the Age of Enlightenment, whatever it may be. It's all speaking to the same thing. We have more of an opportunity to grow now and to move out of this sense of oppression and control and stress, and move towards building this beautiful new way of living. And we have structures like educational structures, political structures, entertainment, you name it. These structures seem to be breaking down around us. Truths are coming out about them. and being exposed to the public. And we're being presented with a lot of information that is at times extremely scary and hard to process and disappointing. But if we just try to learn from this information and stay open and try and see the positive opportunities for growth and transformation from them, life lessons again, we will be more open to evolving ourselves in a more positive way. So anyway, wow, I just went a little bit off on a tangent, but Spirit, can I get a card for the last month of this 3-month cycle? And that would be September 2026, if you're watching the reading now. A card or two, please, Spirit. Okay, I'm seeing this one. Okay, we have the Eight of Wands. So really a moment of a time of a huge amount of forward momentum, let's say. So it's going to be a really powerful month. And let's clarify that with another card, please. Spirit. I'm seeing this one. Okay. And we have the Star. Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, wonderful. So the Star is all about hope and healing and positive things happening, like wishes coming true. And so we have this, well, September, or this 3rd month, will be really a moment of a lot of forward momentum that will bring this healing and these wishes coming true. So we definitely see a positive outcome. So that's really encouraging. Again, it would be really important to remember that conclusions are within reach as long as we choose intentionally. We try and see the lessons that are happening in our life or have happened in the past. We try and recognize them by processing our emotions and thoughts about these circumstances that we've been through or we're currently going through. And in order to learn and in order to evolve ourselves and to have a certain amount of patience for this process. And then to always take into consideration others and how we influence each other and how to recognize that and how to stay open to giving and receiving. That will be really important. And to hold on to your dreams, what you feel is true to you. And you will be able to bring them into fruition as if we hold on to them. Not hold on to them in the sense that you're attaching yourself to something, but make sure that you understand that you have the power to manifest something by intentionally deciding upon it and keeping it in your field as done. You know it will be done, and it will be done with your clear intention and your hard work here. So, and to try and understand that there is going to be chaos, a little bit of chaos and discomfort around us, but that if we hold our vision, we will be able to manifest. We're the magician, and we stay open and consider also a more lighthearted perspective of life around us, and that will help as well. And let's get a couple more cards to sum up this reading, but it's really positive reading because the outcome is beautiful. And there are positive cards in all 3 months. And it's an exciting time, absolutely. Conclusions are within reach, let's remember that. Okay, so a couple more cards to sum up. Oops, I'm holding the cards the wrong way. A couple more cards to sum up this message about the next 3 months and the major themes involved. Spirit, thank you. Again, the acorn, I was just drawn back to the acorn charm, and that was speaking to making sure that you understand that if you cultivate something, it can grow into something beautiful and new. And again, I was recognizing this kind of pinkish colored energy, which is about unconditional love. So keeping that gentleness and that acceptance in our heart for people and things around us, in order to help us harmoniously grow our goals, I think is really important. Anyway, I'm seeing this card here, the Tower. Okay, so that is definitely going to be the energy of an ending, of upheaval, but a rebirth. And the Eight of Jars. Okay, that's interesting. So there will definitely be this energy during these 3 months of things kind of breaking down around you. And again, this could be on a collective level. This could be the energy of the planet. And it could even be, the energy of Earth herself. It could be weather patterns and things. But this energy of things breaking down always births something new. And so it's really crucial. It's the way life works. Life works in cycles on every level. And so ultimately it helps and it fuels something new. Think about a forest fire. It's tragic. It's absolutely tragic because you lose animals and their homes and beautiful trees and plants and energy and whatnot. But from the ashes always grows something new. And the ashes themselves are full of nutrients. So it's always a positive message, ultimately. And here we have the Eight of Jars. And again, this is speaking to recognizing your lessons, recognizing things that you have been through or are going through, or patterns, and being able to understand when it's time to move on to your new vision. So how to let go of maybe, you're noticing a lot of upheaval around you or in your life within your relationships, and understanding that if you can try and step back, look at the themes, recognize the situation for what it is, and start seeing what you can learn from it. At times you can just let it go and move on. Spirit, I'd like to get one more card out. Sum it all up, please. Okay. The Three of Wands. Perfect. Okay. So this is once you've made a decision, once you've decided upon a direction to take, your intention, and you work towards, this goal, you will start to see the fruits of your labor. You will start to see results and evidence of the manifestation of this goal. And so it's going to be a great 3 months, very powerful, but also transformative, and we're going to grow from these experiences. So, and ultimately the last card we got for the energy of the final month of this cycle was the Star card, and it's just such a beautiful message of wishes and dreams coming true, and the universe actually presenting us with what we desire and what we're looking for. So just try and stay positive, consider others and your influence you have on them as well, and stay focused and keep dreaming, and know that things do take time, but that you will start seeing results, and that ultimately you're working towards something beautiful. So I think this is a great message, and I hope that it resonated with you or helped in some way. And if it did, please like the video and comment. That would be wonderful. Comment on which pile you watched, or if it helped in some way. Anything you feel guided to share would help the other comment readers and writers and the channel, because it's a new channel. And if you'd like to see another reading of mine, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye, reading number 2. Hi, reading number 3. You've chosen this card here. Let's actually see what the message is. It says full moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality, and practicality. Okay. Well, that's a really strong message of balance coming out. And I would say it's come out also in the first two readings. So any reading you are drawn to would have touched on this theme. And this reading, again, is about the next 3 months. Right now we're in July of 2026. So the reading would be for July, August, and September. But it's a timeless reading. So if it comes into your trajectory at a later date, or whether it's this year or in 5 years, trust that there's probably a message in it for you. And by the way, I'm a little bit late getting this reading out for this month, but I've just been through kind of a roller coaster of events myself that were totally unexpected, and I'm trying my best to get things out in a timely fashion. But anyway, so we're still in time for half of the month, so I'm looking forward to this reading. And the charm that I drew along with this card is the heart charm with like a lock. So it's like a locket charm in the shape of a heart, a red heart. And this is bringing to me a feeling of like following your heart and truth, and having the potential to unlock your path. So, I mean, it's really promising to me. And the heart itself could have something to do with some sort of soul connection or connections having a significance in the way you move forward, possibly. Or just to remember to stay centered in your heart, to make heart-filled decisions and intentions is probably very important moving forward. This is a full moon in Pisces card, so obviously it doesn't indicate what we're going through at the moment, but it is water energy, and this is emotional energy and an intuitive energy, and so there's going to be a strong element of intuition and emotion driving these next 3 months for you. So let's elaborate on our message, and I'm going to first draw some oracle cards and then we'll go into the tarot. And with the tarot, I'll get a general message for the next 3 months, and I'll also pull a card or two for each month, and we can see if it explains anything further for us. So let's get started. Put this here. Spirit, I'd like to get a card from this deck, please. Wow, it already came out. We're talking about the next 3 months and some major themes. Thank you. We'll look at that in a moment. Can I get a card from this deck, please? Whoops, it just fell, and it fell in the upright position. All these messages want to be seen already. Okay, let's see. I'm going to get a message here from this deck. Okay, this was our card. One from this deck. Okay, this card. And one from this deck. Okay, I'm seeing this one here. Great, so let's have a look at what came out. Okay, the first card out was Sunbathing, 36, which reduces to a 9. And 9 would be a number of completion of a cycle. The dance of stillness is calling for you to live in its embrace. Okay, so there's going to be an importance to relaxation and meditation of some sort, or staying still, not necessarily always moving. Let's see. Then we had Cleanse, which is clear space for positive energy. And this is number 30, and that breaks down to a 3, which is the number of communication and self-expression, and expression in general. So clear space for positive energy. So again, I'm feeling that there is this element to not being afraid to relax and be in order to create this space for actions to come or for positive things to come into your life. We're talking about balancing spirituality and practicality. So the spiritual aspect of moving through life is going to be just as important as your practical aspect. So it's not just going to be about moving forward and powering through. And again, the key to your potential could be love. It could either be relationships or it could be in relationship with yourself. But to try and live from that space, that heart space, and see what comes forth. Okay, we have it isn't about being right, it's about doing the right thing. That's interesting. Again, this could have something to do with relationships. And again, coming from a place of love and acceptance. And doing the right thing. So recognizing your truth and what you feel is the right thing to do. Like how you're motivated on a I don't want to say moral level, because that sounds really, really exaggerated, but trying to do what you feel is right. Trying to work from your truth. Okay, then we have B, victory. Okay, that's beautiful. And that card's a number 37, which breaks down to a 1, because 3 plus 7 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1, which would then be a new beginning. But bees work in unison. They work together on a common goal. And this is beautiful because it says victory. So taking it into consideration that there can be success and that it will most likely have to do with a group effort or a collective effort. Let's see. Mysteries. Appreciate what you don't know and seek to learn more before you make a decision. So there is this sense again of respecting stillness and trying to be open to receiving information. Basically, meditation doesn't have to be a totally proactive thing where you use a technique that somebody has taught you. I've tried many in my life, like counting backwards from 10 to 1, breath work, listening to specific frequencies to try and clear my head. It doesn't necessarily have to be this proactive thing. It can really just be about relaxing, also relaxing in nature, for instance, and just allowing your mind to bring you to a new idea or to some sort of inspiration, or without forcing it, like without trying to quiet the mind, yes, in the sense of trying to relax so that you have a chance to clear your mind of running thoughts, but also to be receptive to get an idea or an inspiration, because that's your intuition talking to you. So appreciate what you don't know and seek to learn more before you make a decision. Mysteries. So this will probably be a month that is quite transformative, especially in the mental sphere for you, I'm thinking. And to be aware that it is a new beginning, essentially. So let's see what the tarot has to say. We'll get out a couple cards for the general themes of the 3 months ahead, and then we'll move forward with the specific months. Spirit, can I get a card or two, please, for the general themes of the next 3 months? Any major general themes? Thank you. Okay, here's one. 4 of Swords, okay. And I feel this, okay. So the 4 of Swords is, again, the dance of stillness is calling for you to live in its embrace. The 4 of Swords is all about, it's the mental suit, because it's the sword suit, and it's all about a period of relaxation or recovery after a time that was painful. The card that comes before the 4 of Swords is 3 of Swords, and it's all about a sort of sense of betrayal or being hurt by somebody or something that was really, really hard to get over. And this is your recovery time. This is your time to understand that it's going to take time and to allow yourself that time. So, and we also have the Strength card. So yes, indeed, you are coming out of a period that has been probably quite difficult. And it could be that you don't have a clear sense of how you want to move forward, but you have a sense that everything is going to change from now on. And that is really the case. We're at a turning point in the world at the moment. And if we step back and look at what's happening on the planet, generally speaking, we can see that systems are breaking down, truths are coming to the surface in the media. We have extreme weather, a lot of things, and a lot of unrest are indicating it's really a time of transformation. Because in order to transform something, it needs to break down first. And you could be really feeling that. You could have had experience with that on a personal level in your life, and most probably did, but are also feeling it a lot because you're empathizing with the general collective energy. And so it's going to be really important for you to take your time to recover and relax and try and receive your own inner voice, your own messages about how to move forward, and to clear space for positive energy. So even possibly taking practical steps to clean up your life in the sense of, even practically speaking, in the sense of cleaning up your living space, for instance. If you could go through your things and discover that some things are might have once been really meaningful to you but are no longer useful, you could gift them or sell them and just try and free up some energetic space. Or you could do the same with your thoughts and your experiences, your emotional experiences. Looking back and reflecting on what you've been through recently and how you've grown, and then trying to let go of it so that you can make space for new experiences and new relationships in your life. And again, I'm drawn back to the heart locket with the key, the keyhole. And that in order to make space for these new relationships or a new way of experiencing a relationship with yourself or others could be to clear this space and to take this time to recover first and just relax and be receptive. Interestingly, this tarot it's a water-themed tarot. I think it's called the Tempest Tarot. It's a new tarot. I'm not used to it yet, but it's a water-themed tarot. And so regardless of the fact that this is the Four of Swords, which is the mental air suit, let's say, we have a depiction of a person in a boat in the water. And so there really is this strong theme of emotion and relationship energy in your life. And so that's fascinating. And strength, inner strength and intention in order to move forward in life. So, and it could be that you've just been through a period of karmic lessons as well, because the Strength card is the number 8, and 8 often speaks to karmic experiences. It's the karmic loop. But it might be time that you can actually free yourself from that and move forward in a new direction. So let's see what the tarot wants to tell us about this month, the month we're in now, which is July, or if you're watching this at a later date, the month that you're in right now. Spirit, can I get a card, please? This one. The Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful. So it really is the end of a cycle for you, and the beginning of a new one. And the Wheel of Fortune itself is usually speaking to the beginning of a new positive cycle and being free from a more oppressed cycle. So that's super encouraging. And it's the number 10, and the 10 is always the completion and beginning. So, and we have a bird, the albatross, I believe, or maybe it's a seagull flying free. So a new freedom, a new sense of freedom. Can I also get one more card, please, for the energy of this month? Spirit. To elaborate on this theme of the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Or, yeah. Okay, the Nine of Swords. So definitely you're ending the cycle of mental unrest in your life. The Nine of Swords speaks to anxiety. It speaks to extreme fear and stress. And so this is the end of it. Being a 9 is the end of the cycle, just like the 10 is usually explaining the end of a cycle, but that's because it's the start of a new one. So you have the 9 and the 10. So for sure, this is a powerful time where an old energy or old themes in your life or current themes are ending and making way for something new. And again, just to take into consideration, to help yourself along, to rest and clear space and whatnot, be open to learning new things will help. So let's get the theme for the second month of this 3-month cycle, August, or just the second month. Thank you. Okay, wow. The Ace of Swords, that's so beautiful. So after this end of this cycle of stress and anxiety, you have the Ace, which is the potential and the new spark and the new idea, the new clarity in your life. A truth will become clear. And that's absolutely beautiful. So August is going to be a powerful month for you for the new start itself. So at least things will become clear and then you can start planning. Let's see if there's anything else we can say about the second month of this 3-month cycle. Okay, I like this one. The 5 of Swords. Okay, even though you might have this newfound clarity, there could be some upheaval and strife regardless. The 5s are often speaking to chaos, which always brings about ultimate rebirth and transformation, but it could be difficult. Or this could be speaking to difficulty or stress and chaos on a collective level. It could be in life around you. It could be in, around the world and in different situations. Like, unfortunately, there's some really tragic things happening, and we've got war and we've got political unrest, and we have these truths about influential figures coming to the surface, which are really ugly and scary. So we have all this energy that is going on in various places around the planet right now. But just remember that you will have a sense of clarity, though. You will have a new impetus to start moving again eventually, after you've given yourself time to rest and recover. So nothing is ever just bad or uncomfortable or challenging. We always learn from it. So how about the energy for the last month of this 3-month cycle, or September? Spirit. Okay. The 5 of Wands. So unfortunately, this upheaval, or the 5 of Wands often speaks to actual competition. So this is an element that will unfortunately not completely go away. But let's see what else we have here. To remember that we did get the victory card here, and it had to do with collective energy, meaning yourself and others, relationships working together. So, and it says victory. So there will be an overarching theme of these 3 months, is that we will, to a certain degree, be working through some unrest, or at least be making some huge progress. So, oh, wonderful. Okay, and then we have the Chariot card. So despite a little bit of confusion and competition in the world around you or in your immediate life, to remember that you have the strength to direct your life. So if you make a decision and you want to move towards it, it's up to you. You're the creator of your life. And to take into consideration balance, because the Chariot always takes into consideration balance, balancing opposing forces, or balancing energies that would seem opposing but actually work together, like masculine and feminine. And here I'm drawn back to the balance, spirituality, and practicality. So I think the number one message, well, aside from that, because this is actually the card for your reading, would be after a period of recovery and respecting that you need some downtime, and or it would be very beneficial for you to try and do something meditative, something that helps you relax, clear your mind, but also be more open to your own intuition and your own inner voice. That when you are intentional about balancing that aspect, listening to your inner voice and that intuitive aspect of your life with practical steps towards a goal that you have, you will be absolutely capable of driving your life forward, of your own destiny, essentially. So that's really lovely. So basically, the cards are telling us that you need this recovery time. You are strong. Your strength, your inner strength is growing. And I'm drawn back to it isn't about being right. It's about doing the right thing. So being intentional, trying to understand your truth and what you feel to be right. And things will change because we have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the end of the cycle that's painful, or at least one of your major cycles. We have some unrest and confusion, but I believe this might be on a more collective level. I'm not sure. It could also be in your own life. But that regardless, you're going to come to a point where things become more clear for you in order to move forward, and that you have the strength and the ability to do that. So, Spirit, can I get a couple more cards out to finish up this beautiful reading about the next 3 months? Thank you. It's a powerful time. I mean, it really is. And it seems like you, Group 3, has really been through something big, because you really need this time to recover. So, to rest and recover. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so the first card was the Ten of Wands. Okay, again, reiterating, it's the end of a cycle of a sense of burden and responsibility. You know, you could have been in a situation where you were feeling like your responsibility to keep your family together, or to keep your work functioning, your workplace functioning, or you were feeling as if you had the responsibility to take care of everything in your life and make sure that everything was going to work out. Maybe you had life changes happening on all fronts. It could be that, you know, work was especially challenging, or you are having some difficulty in your interpersonal relationships. And you were really putting a lot of responsibility on yourself to try to carry these situations forward, but that's releasing now, so that's wonderful. And then we got the Lovers card. So let me see. I'll put it here so that it can fit. And the Lovers card is it's a beautiful card that speaks to a few different things. It speaks to relationship for sure, and this could be with yourself, even with opposing sides of yourself, or it could be with another, or it could just be symbolic of relationships in general. And it can also be a choice point. So really discovering what it is that you want, how you do want to move forward in your love situations. And again, that would be key to your progress forward. So there is this element of relationship coming into your reading. So possibly these challenges that really had a lot to do with relationship. And but nevertheless, you're growing, because you got the Strength card for one of the cards for the whole 3 months. You're growing stronger and stronger, you're learning. And I mean, that sounds condescending, and it doesn't mean to be condescending, because we're all learning all the time. As long as we're open to the learning. So that's beautiful. And then, of course, again, the Victory card with the B energy, the collective energy. Should we get one more card just to see if an ultimate... Oh, wow. Okay, we got 2. Okay. So, we got 3. Okay, more complex than I imagined. Okay, the 10 of Cups, wonderful. The 7 of Wands and the 6 of Wands. Okay, fabulous. Okay, so the 10 of Cups is the ultimate success and feeling of fulfillment and well-being in a relational context. So family or friend family or career family, whatever it may be. It's in relation to others, and so it's the most harmony that could be. And the 7 of Wands and the 6 of Wands. So the 7 of Wands is often about feeling, again, I was mentioning that you might be feeling like you have this responsibility to make everything okay, and you have a sense of burden. Similarly, the 7 of Wands speaks to persevering and feeling at times defensive, but in this depiction, the person is just simply looking forward and holding their peace. So again, back to the message about trying to rest. The 7 of Wands is really on its way, so it's a positive card. The 6 of Wands, the card before it, interestingly enough, speaks to having already established some sort of, or received some sort of accolades or feeling of self-fulfillment. And so maybe these two cards go in the opposite direction, in the sense that just keep persevering, because sometimes with the 6 of Wands, you feel great and it's your moment of glory, but others around you have trouble with that because they have trouble accepting a new version of you, or maybe there's some envy that comes into the picture. Whatever it may be, it often leads to the 7 of Wands, where you feel like, okay, but I've got to keep going with this. I may have gotten to this new plateau, but I've got to keep going. I've got to keep looking forward. And that's all possible. And again, this is just reminding you, the Lovers and the 10 of Cups, that there will be some sort of strong resolution or clarity in the relational or emotional parts of your life, especially. And so that's really encouraging. That's beautiful. Remember to clear space for positive energy. So remember to try and let go of things that no longer serve you, whether they be actual physical things or thought patterns, or even, unfortunately, relationships at times. Some relationships don't need to last forever. Sometimes people come into our life to basically teach us a lesson and vice versa. And then we let each other go and we move forward with on a new trajectory. And that doesn't make them any less significant. But if we're able to understand when we feel something has come to its conclusion, and then let go of it, that often makes space for something new to come in. And this could well be a new relationship coming into your life. And so if you've cleared the space and you're staying open and you're in a receptive and relaxed state, you make space, then this new relationship could come in, if that's what it is. Overall, this is a really productive month, whether it be even just on a heart level and or moving towards a new trajectory. Again, you'll have some clarity coming in around August, and just stay strong, because there might be a little bit of unrest going on within your own life or in life around you on a world stage. And remember that by September, not everything is going to be perfect and harmonious, but you have the power to drive your own destiny, to take into consideration a positive mindset and to continue finding the inner strength to move forward and drive your own life. Make a decision for yourself and drive your own life. Again, mysteries: appreciate what you don't know and seek to learn more before you make a decision. So this recovery mode and receptive mode will also help you learn more, let go of what you no longer need, and move forward in a new way. So I think that's really beautiful. I think love is incredibly important in these next 3 months, this theme of love and relationship. Try and stay centered in your heart and try and consider everybody's point of view. It isn't about being right. It's about doing the right thing for you, because that's the most important thing. So taking into consideration how it influences everyone around you, but following your own heart. So, and having grace and patience with yourself. So I think that's really lovely, and I hope it resonated with you and helped in some way. And if it did, can you please like the video and comment your thoughts or the reading that you watched. That would be so helpful to the other comment readers and writers, and also to the channel, which is new. And if you would like to see another of my videos, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to grow this channel, and I'd love to have you part of the community. And I wish you the best of luck with everything, and I'll see you next time. Bye, reading number 3.